through how to edit this flyer for you guys. This is a great flyer that somebody else came up with, and I wish I knew their name, but they had this designed and were sharing it with everybody. Everybody was able to use it. The problem was it really wasn't editable. You couldn't edit it. It was in a PDF format. And so what we've done is we've taken that and we put it into a completely editable format using Canva. If you don't know, Canva is a free graphic editing program that you can use. You can create an account, and if you want to edit this flyer, you have to create an account. But again, it's 100% free. I've been using it for years, and I've never bought the upgrade. So I do a lot of stuff on Canva. But so just let me kind of go over this flyer if you're not familiar with it. This is a great flyer for giving to restaurant owners, and let me expand it here so it we can see the whole width of it, and so we can kind of look at it, and it goes over all, just kind of talks about everything: the $2 flat fee, residual cash back, no contracts, no exclusivity. It has everything on here. It has a little comparison chart on it of what these restaurant owners are going to save. It's up $75,000 a year, and Snap Delivered injects money back into the community, so on and so on, and then gives you opportunity to put a QR code or something here. You can edit this to put a URL or a website, and then of course you're going to put your name and your phone number here, okay? And then one of the things that I really like is that, again, they took a lot of time to do a really good job of putting this up together. And so it says frequently asked questions, and this answers a lot of the questions that a lot of restaurant owners are going to have. Like, hey, what about, this? How does that work? How do we receive orders? Can I offer special discounts to my customers? Is it only $2? Are there any hidden costs? So on and so on, right? And it kind of just goes on, talks about cashback bonuses, all this other really, really good stuff. And so what I'm going to ask you guys to do is don't make the mistake of spending time changing this. Okay, I've had people go, oh my God, well, I'm going to change this color. I don't like that color yellow, so I'm going to change. Forget it. Because it's not a productive activity. It's not going to get you more money or more sales or more interested people or anything like that. The only thing you need to focus on changing is the contact information. But first, how do you get this flyer so that you can edit it? Well, I'm going to be sending you a link, and in the email that you might have received or down in the description below, you're going to see a link, and it's going to look like this. It's a template link, and it says right here, it says, it's a big, long, giant link. Okay, it's fine. Click on it, because then it's going to take you to Canva. If you don't have an account with Canva already, it's going to ask you to create an account. Yes, do it. It's an amazing tool, and it's free. Okay. If you do have an account, it will just open up the flyer, and now you can start changing and editing the flyer locally in your Canva account as you see fit. Okay, so that's not complicated. For those of you who are not graphic designers, I'm going to ask the people who are more familiar with graphic design just to give a little patience here for a second while I kind of just point out a few things. In every flyer, every little thing is an element. So when I hover over this picture is an element. This logo is an element. This word is an element. This $sign is a separate element. These two different lines of text, they're all different elements within this document. Okay, so they can all be edited, but that also means that they can be moved and messed up and changed, and oh no, oh my gosh, I ruined the whole thing. Don't worry about it. Two reasons why. Number one, you have an undo button. So if you're sitting there messing around and stuff and you accidentally, oh my gosh, I just moved the logo and it's behind the text and it's in the wrong spot and everything, guess what? Hit the undo button. Not a big deal, okay? If it just gets to the point where like, oh my gosh, I just ruined this whole thing. I just totally destroyed it. Just go click on the link that I sent you again and reopen the new file in Canva again. Delete the old one, okay? Not a big deal, guys. Don't stress about it. I know some people who, guys, again, are not familiar with this. It's so stressful for them to try to take on this technology. Don't worry about it. And if it is that big of a deal for you, You know, find yourself a 15-year-old. They'll whip this thing out and no problem. So let me just show you kind of the things that need to be changed. And there's a couple areas. So mostly at the bottom of this page here. So it used to have a URL here in the original one, but we don't use that because it was like somebody's personal website, really, is what it was. And although it was generic in nature, it still, you know, had the it was just going to somebody else's website. So we wanted to make sure that anything that we're doing, we're sending it to our own type of, location. Okay. And so what we can do is we can change this text to say anything. So we can say scan QR code to learn more. And we put a QR code here. I'm going to show you how to do that very easily, very easily. Or we can say, go to this website, and you put your own URL there if you have a website. And I have a website. I'll show you what mine looks like. Or you can say call now, and put your phone number there. Okay, whatever it is, whatever the methodology is that you are using to connect with other restaurant owners to get them interested in this program. And the one thing I also want to say is, don't use this flyer as a reason not to talk to people. This is not a replacement for going out and being face to face with individuals and having conversations. Because if you're not talking to them, you're not establishing a relationship and all the other good things that go along with it. And being there, letting them know that you're there to support them. If all you're doing is going off and dropping off flyers all day long, well, then the interest level is going to be seriously decreased. You'll still get some business from it, but it'll be decreased. Now, that being said, if you're a driver, for example, and you're going into 20 different restaurants a day, you know what? Take these flyers with you, print out as many as you can. Every time you go into a restaurant, you walk in and go, hey, I know George is the manager here, and you just walk in as you're picking up the order, you hand it to the lady, go, hey, can you just give this to George for me, something to look at, and then get off and go do your deliveries. That's fine. And better something than nothing, right? But better face to face if you can. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We'll come back to the QR code here. It says QR code goes here. You can put whatever you want. You can put your referral ID. I don't know that it's necessary to put your referral ID. You can as a reference, so in case they end up calling the toll-free number at the bottom of the page over here, then hopefully they're asking, well, do you have a referral ID? And then they can go, oh yeah, the referral ID is this. So probably a good idea to put your referral ID here. And then right here, you just put in, you just click right there so that the cursor's in front of that, and you say Anthony Nitz. Ta-da, done. A phone number. Done. Okay? Easy peasy. All right? And now that's on the flyer. I'm going to come back to the QR code here in just a minute. So, and let's put a referral code in here. What's my ID? I don't know what my ID is off the top of my head, but maybe we'll come back to that in a second. So these are the only things to change right here. Okay. The other things to change are on the back here. So you can, again, also put your referral ID. Okay. So you click that, and it'll say, whatever your referral ID is, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I want you to see this, and I'm glad this happened, because you might have a field that's like that, and it just needs to be adjusted. No big deal. Grab the handle right here, double arrows, pull it over, as far as you need it to go. There you go. Easy. So it's on there. Again, maybe you want to put your, call now for more information, your phone number, right? That's probably not a bad idea. And so here you have this great flyer. And again, it goes over all the details that you want to have there. I added on the third page, a link to this video that you're watching right now, because Some of you are going to get it and you're going to go, oh my gosh, wait, how do I do what and all that stuff? Well, it's right there. Okay. But when you go to print these out, if you're going to print them, you just go, over here and it'll say print your design, or even if you're downloading it because maybe you're going to send it to a printer, just make sure you only select the first 2 pages. Okay. Because if you select it with all 3 pages, it's going to have that video on there. But just as an example, it's going to try and take me to so I would download it and it says all 3 pages. No, I'm going to uncheck all pages. I'm going to go pages 1 and 2. Okay. That's it. That's simple. Okay. Now I save it as a PDF. Oh, in this case, yeah, PDF, pages 1 and 2. I download it. Now I have that PDF file. I can print it directly from my printer, or I can send it off to a printer to have it delivered. Okay, let's talk about this QR code area here. Now, the QR codes are great because, while at one time they did not take off like everybody thought that they were going to take off because they were so popular in Japan and things like that. But they are making a resurgence here. It seems like QR codes are becoming a lot more useful and more practical, and more people are familiar with them. The apps on our phones are more ready to use them, and I think that was actually part of it, was that you had to have special apps and everything. Now our camera, you point your camera at it and it goes, oh, that's a QR code, and it already knows, and it gives you the link. So how do you create a QR code? Well, first let's talk about where are we sending them when they scan the QR code. That is a really important thing to understand. So right now, if you go to your Snap Delivered back office and you go to My Referral Links and you click on Copy Referral Link, okay? So this would be kind of the idea. You would say, hey, well, go to the back office. Well, the problem with that is if I go here and I say, fine, let's go to the back office. I mean, not to the back office, but that link. They can register here. But remember, if they're looking at a flyer, it's probably not because you're sitting right in front of them. If you're sitting right in front of them, you should be the one going to the back office and entering all of their information. Do you know what I'm saying? And so, if they're looking at this, they're gonna click on it. And they're gonna go to the back office, and there's just not a lot of information here. There's not a lot of stuff to make this restaurant manager or owner look at it and go, boy, that sounds like the thing for me, right? I'm hoping, I've asked support if they could take this video that we have on the Vimeo account and put it on that page. It would be so great if it had it right here on this, with a little bit of information here, because it does a great job. Again, created by the same person who did the flyer, I believe. And so they need a lot of credit for that. And boy, it'd be nice if they had one for drivers, and nice if they had one, even for customers, I guess, and managers and things like that. Great. It was, it's a great design. But, it'd be nice if we had a video here so that when somebody came here sort of by accident, that they would go, oh, you know what? I don't know where I got this flyer. I think somebody else handed it to me. Like, you walk into a restaurant, you give them the flyer, you sit down, you have a conversation with them. Next thing you know, they got one of their other restaurant owner buddies over there just hanging out for a little bit. And they go, oh, hey, you need to check this thing out. They hand them your flyer. Well, guess what? Now they got to go somewhere. Hopefully they just call you, but if not, then they go, okay, whatever. Let me land here and learn nothing about the program, because it says, become a merchant partner. They could click on that, but again, it just comes right back to the same page. And there's my code. I should probably copy that. So what I like to do is you could do a couple of things. You can change this. See, because even this is an element. This is an editable element right here. You could say, watch video, and then put the QR code here. Or, and then call to learn more or something like that, right? And so you could do that and then just send them directly to this video. I'll have a link on this video and in the email that I send out, so that you have access to it as well. And that's one way to do it. I prefer to send them to my very own landing page. Okay, and none of the information that's on that flyer points to my landing pages or anything like that when you get it. So you don't have to worry about somebody going to my landing page and me, sneaking them away from you. But this is my landing page right here. This is that video. This is the Snap Delivered video, the 4-minute video. And they just come here and it just gives a little bit of information. I have another video that I talk about. I'm talking about becoming a manager, things like that. And if you want to do something like this, I'll put a link down below that you can copy my entire website if you want to. I'm fine with it. I'm perfectly fine with it. Okay. I use ClickFunnels to do everything. So this is the code here. I'll put that code down there. All you have to do is click on it. And again, if you're not a ClickFunnels member, then you just have to create an account. Now, ClickFunnels is not free. Okay, they're going to give you a 14-day free trial. So go try it, right? Try it out. See if it's something that works for you or not. And if it does, great, use it. If not, then, there's lots of other different services out there that you can use. This is just what I like to use for a variety of reasons. Okay, let's do this QR code. So we go over here, we say, okay, we want to do a QR code. Well, in Canva, if we come over here on the left-hand side, there's all these different elements and things that we can use when we're building and creating flyers. Okay? But what we want is a QR code. So if we click on more, you're going to see QR code. Okay? And if you don't see it, just type QR code right up here in the search. It's no big deal. So now I click on create QR code, and it asks what link where do I want to send them? And so right now, it's already set up with my link in there because I already did it once just to kind of test it out. And it says generate QR code. Bam, right there. Now look at this. This is awesome. And remember, you're moving this thing around, so you got to be kind of careful you're not grabbing other things by mistake. So I'll just kind of drag it down in the corner here, and I'm going to adjust the size. You see down here it adjusts the size. It's just the viewing size, so it's not affecting the flyer. I'm going to bring this down here, and you see this thing here. So if I just adjust this size so that it fits in there. Oops, wait, I need to go a little bit farther over here. Okay, I'm going to go over there all the way to the, darn it. Okay, so let me just drag it back over here. There we go. So I want to grab the handle, and I want to make it so that it's roughly that size. And, oops. Sorry. I'm getting click happy here. So now I come over here, and then I'm going to zoom back in. I'm going to zoom in on the QR code so I can see it really good. I want to have my flyer look really nice as best as it can. But again, don't get hung up on details. If it's not 100% perfect, there's a saying, it says done is better than perfect, right? So I'm just going to kind of go in, and you see it helps you line this stuff up so it's easy. Okay, and I just go like that. Boom, there's my QR code. And if you want to check, that QR code will go to my restaurant sign up page, but that's not where I'm going to send them on my flyer. Okay, I'm going to send them to my landing page here. So, oops, I'm sorry. Where is it? There it is. Oh, nope, that's not it. There it is. I'm going to send them to my landing page so they can come here. They can watch the same video, and it's the same.
Hi,
that's on the Vimeo account, and then they can fill out their information, and I get notified that somebody is interested, and then I grab the reins from there. Now, maybe you want to do that, maybe you don't want to do that. Let me give you some other tips as far as the QR code goes. So you say, you know what, I don't have a website. I really don't want them to, you know, go to the other video or something like that, because you could always just copy this URL from this video, right? It's right there. And let me show you how to get that. Actually, if you're watching this video, you just click on the share and it's going to give you this. You just right click it, copy link, right? And then you could go create a QR code with that one. Okay, so if I paste that in there, then instead of going to my Snap Delivered sign up page, it'll take them right here to watch this video. And now that's if I've changed this to say watch the video. Boom. Okay, that could come in handy. Or one other thing that you can do is if you want them to call you, maybe you just want them to call you directly. Did you know you can do this? This is kind of cool. You go here and this is just, you can just do a search for clickable phone link, right? And it tells you how to create a clickable phone link. Now, all of these have, it says href on it with quotes around it and all this stuff. Don't worry about that stuff. All you need is this. All you need is that. Okay? So I'm going to assume that's my phone number. You can do it with or without dashes. So like down here, you see it's tel:1, because you have to have the country code, area code, and then the phone number. Okay, that's it. If you go over here and you put in that same thing and you create a QR code, let's get that one. Let's get it. Create a QR code. I should have done it with my phone number, so if you had questions, you can call me. But that's just a dummy number, obviously. But if somebody scans that with their phone, what it will do is it will bring up their dialer with your number already put in. Okay. Now, they still have to hit the call button to actually call you, but it puts in the phone number so you can do that. There's also the ability to do SMS. So you can also change that from tel to SMS. Okay. So you can tinker around with those. But here's the one thing I'm going to tell you. Test it. Check it. Make sure it works. Do it on your phone. Do it on everybody's phone who lives in your house. Have a few other people check it too. Okay? Because the last thing you want to do is go print out, 100 of these flyers, go out and hand them out, and then the people are scanning it and it goes nowhere or somewhere you don't want it to go. Okay? So this is kind of what you need to know about changing the flyer. I'm going to say it one more time. Somebody's, I don't like the way these letters are, kind of, cockeyed kind of thing. God, forget about it. Don't waste time on that. Just edit your information. Spend your time talking to restaurant owners so that they can get the benefit that we offer so well. And then ultimately you get the benefit as well when they become restaurant managers. So I hope this was helpful. I hope it was useful, you guys. I really am, glad that we have this tool available. And I think we're going to be working on one for a driver. We're going to be working on one for managers as well. And, and that way we can really, have tools at our disposal. Now, that being said, I want to point out one thing because I don't want to be. There we go. If you come over to tools, is it tools? I think it's tools. Don't forget, when you come here, when you go to click on tools, it's going to take you to this part here. If you haven't already gone to the tools section in your back office, go here, and if you haven't signed up, click sign up, because this is actually a separate program or a separate company that does these marketing tools. It's called Pro Shop, I think. Yeah, Pro Shop. But if you did sign up, just make sure you log in and then go, okay, hey, Let's go see what tools are available to us. And so there's all kinds of stuff here, guys, for building your business, as well as, look at all this good stuff: clothing, trade show materials, business cards, recruiting new managers, all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff here. The only thing for me is I like to be able to edit it, put my information on it, which actually you can do here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. You can do that here. When you do edit it, you're able to put your QR code and whatnot on here. But it doesn't give you the option to download it and print it at home, kind of thing, right? So you have to buy these through here. So let's say 25 of them is going to cost you $31, which for color is kind of probably par for the course. So anyway, that's the tools, and I think that's it. Video's long enough, and we will talk to you. Take care.